Courier, Wright, Howard, Myler, David Hume at half, and the forwards Holiday, Coloto, Ayres, Grimmer, Mackenzie and Sorensen. The substitutes Paul Hume, Ashurst, Pomelo, Spruce, and the coach Doug Lawton.
A great reception here at Norton Park for the Chemics, the Widnes side, who are now really determined to be the first club side to repeat the effort of their 78 team who defeated the Kangaroos here 12 years ago. The hottest side in England when they are allowed to play their natural game. They can score tries from one end to the other. As I said about an all-ticket affair, a sellout of 14,600 to see the 1990 Kangaroo tourists.
And here comes Mal Meninga and the Australian team, Benny Elias, the vice-captain, as this Australian team comes out for the penultimate game of this English leg of the tour. The last game before next week's all-important third test of that on the road. And what an important match it is, and plenty of Australian support here. Cole McLean from Cairns, who's had a great tour as the Kangaroo. Brad Mackay has spent a fair portion of the week in the sick bed, in fact couldn't get to training on Thursday, but recovered in time to take his part today. And Alan Langer, who was only told late on Friday night that he'd be playing today because Ricky Stewart has been forced out of the match with a reoccurrence with that sternum injury. Greg Alexander and Alan Langer. Alexander gets his chance on the wing in this match. Bob Fulton went to great lengths to explain that as the referee John Kendrew speaks to the mascots. Alexander, of course, gets his chance to play on the wing. Bob Fulton went to great lengths to explain that normally Chris Johns would have taken his posse. And a man we're really looking forward to watching, John Davies. Jonathan Davies, the former Welsh international who played against Australia Rugby Union in 1987 in the World Cup at Rotorua when Wales beat Australia.
As the mascots, 7-year-old Colin Sutton and 6-year-old Michael Darlington get into the photo act with the two great captains. Just some instructions now to the skippers. And the toss now, and let me tell you, that coin did well to hit the deck in this breeze.
I think Mal Meninga wanted to shake hands, but Tony Myler didn't.
Meninga. A yarn to the forwards. There could be a lot of feeling early on in this match. Doug Lawton, the Widnes coach, was involved as a player in the Widnes side that defeated the Kangaroos in 1978. He'll have them all fired up, but so are the Australians with this terrific breeze at their backs. Off the knees of Coloto, over the sideline. This will be a good start for the Kangaroos. He tried to trap it, but he couldn't control it in the end. So first touch in this set of 6 will come for the Australians. Langer with the feed, and their line very deep. But that pass really held up for Lions. Now Meninga, Shearer taken and loses the ball. Meninga picks up the dregs, but will be called back for the scrum. Now Courier was very slow to his feet after that. He's still struggling. He took Shearer head on. Widnes come up with it. Myler up against Lyons. It'll be a great battle. Lyons has stolen it. Lyons. He had support outside. He hesitated for a moment. Now Lindner just a metre away. They've got Widnes backpedaling right from the start. Lyons, Langer, Meninga, Eddinghausen from the far wing. Eddinghausen still going, about 6 away. There was a punch that went in from Courier. And Benny Elias, a former teammate, says something. Courier bleeding from a head wound. Eddinghausen. Courier over the top, then a chop with the right hand. And that head wound from that earlier clash with Shearer will give an opportunity. Well, Meninga's going to stay here for the try. They're not worrying about the 2 points. The lights are already on here at Norton Park.
He might have even thought the wind was too difficult to kick in.
They want to keep pressure on them down here. Great tackle. Coloto, hammered Alexander, Mackay. Desperate early moments for Widnes. Sirinen charging ahead. Elias looks for Roach. Roach quickly for Lions. There's an overlap. Belcher goes infield. Belcher will score the first try. They just kept the pressure on the Australians, and Widnes has cracked. So a fine start, but a start that really has to be ensured because of this near gale at the backs of the Australians. Meninga decided to stay here on the Just Jeans replay. He didn't go for goal, and Lyons brought Belcher infield, and he found a nice hole to go through. And the Australians, through Gary Belcher now, they've had a lot of trouble in the goal-kicking department right throughout the tour. So Belcher gets his chance here today. They're a little bit stunned, the 14,600 that have turned up to see their glamour side here in England lose an early try. Belcher with his kick to convert his own try about 10-12 metres in from touch. Study of concentration. He hits that sweetly. He hit that magnificently, Belcher, and the perfect start for the Australians. They lead 6-0.
He loves his work. He loves his girlfriend.
You treat me like some floozy.
Restart. Jonathan Davies is going to restart the match. Joining us on the sideline today, a young man who almost started this game as Davies comes in to restart the game, Mark Geyer, who's had a tremendous tour. I'm certain that is just the start that Bob Fulton and the team really wanted.
Yeah, Dave, the Australian players couldn't be happy with that start, you know, and I think they're sticking great to their match plan, which Bobby Fulton's obviously put it before the game. Before the game, there's a bit of feeling in the game. In the papers, there's a bit about the Aussie blokes being a bit soft, and as you can see, they started all guns blazing. It should be a great game.
As Roach's tackle, 10 metres his own side of halfway. Belcher thought about the kick. Now it's back for Meninga. Meninga kicks, and with that breeze, that ball will almost go over the dead ball line. Will it what? Jonathan Davies just lets it run into the back fence and play to restart from the centre of the quarter line. And that was really only a lazy boot from Mal, wasn't it? He really didn't put much power in it.
Well, that's the indication you're talking about when you've got a breeze at your backs, Dave. And really, in all honesty, if the Australians, look at that there, if they're going to stay with the World Club Champions and there's Doug Lawton coach side, they've got to have a dozen up at half-time.
Well, they've got 6 up to start with. There's Coloto, this big man who's rated so highly over there. Sorensen, back towards the halfway. Open side come Widnes. Holiday, Myler, back on the inside. Can't slip his pass away. Good tackle there from Lazarus. Martin Afire, who can't play today and is in extreme doubt for next week's test match. That ball's loose and Roach has picked it up. Here's Sirinen, almost to the quarter line. Another great chance for Australia. So the Australians with another good opportunity here with this strong breeze in the first half. Langer, 30 metres out now. Elias. Roach comes straight down the centre and a good ball and all tackle from Myler, his former Balmain teammate. Stops him on the quarter line. I'm not sure whether Roach was saying good tackle or just gave him a tap on the face. I think it was the former. Elias open side. Langer. Lyons. Back to Langer. Langer spots the opening. And again it's Myler who stops him with good defence in tackle number 5. Last tackle against the Australians. Lyons. Belcher. Belcher throws the dummy. Good defence though from Widnes, and that's the last tackle, and that will be a handover. Sorensen was across there quickly. No one was going to take the Belcher step back on the inside. Calodo almost to the quarter line. Australia leading by 6 points to 0. This capacity crowd will really get behind this side this afternoon if they can put a try on. Right tackle just outside his quarter. McKenzie. Sorensen straight down the centre. Good strong run from the prop forward. Midway half and quarter line. His own end of the park. Myler back in amongst the forwards. Looks for a runner and finds one. Back towards the halfway comes right again. Open short side they go, and it's Holiday who kicks deep. One bounce, two bounces and across the touchline. A good kick from the lock forward as he finds touch almost on the quarter line. As they came the short side, a little stab kick off the left foot. Belcher no chance of stopping that going into touch. And really Widnes are an outstanding side from anywhere, and they play a very measured Australian game. You'll see their tactics very similar to the Australian style all day. Mackay in a dummy half. Limner. Good run again from Bobby Limner. What a great tour this man's having. Don't forget, next week not only do we have the Just Jeans man of the match, but also the Just Jeans man of the tour, and Bobby Limner must be very close to being in front in that competition at the moment as Lazarus gets to within 10 metres of the halfway. Elias. Courier was 8 metres offside and the referee's pinched him. He was a mile offside. Quickly they take the tap, and Lyons looking for support that wasn't there, and Shearer comes back infield. A very popular man here at Widnes. Elias looking one side as Shearer goes down on his haunches after that tackle. Tony Durkin, I think you've found one of the real rare statistics on this tour so far.
Certainly have, Dave. Come up with something that's quite unusual. Australia ahead in the penalties at this stage, 2-0.
Sheridan just losing that up the middle and not recovered by Widnes, so they will have the scrum feed. And whilst they're a terrific attacking side, they like to outscore their opponents. Their defence isn't all that strong. Jonathan Davies hoping to get a recall to the Great Britain squad for the third test. He might just do that because of his goal-kicking ability. Now McKenzie, argued by many the best hooker in Great Britain, away for Sorensen. McKenzie will make a lot of dashes from dummy half in this match. 10 minutes gone here at Norton Park. Holiday. They stay out wide. Australia leads 6-0. Myler topping it up, but a real hospital pass for Davies. Sorensen was luckily back there to pick it up. They've lost a lot of ground. Holiday out wide for Calodo. Calodo ducks under the tackle of Lidner. Gets away from Mackay. Here's Hume. Hume on Belcher. Belcher's got the halfback break pass. He got it out wide for Harvey Howard, but he couldn't control it. That's the sort of excitement that Widnes can generate. Great broken play running and a good ball that should have been held on to. Howard was worried about the tackle from Eddinghausen. Now a penalty to Widnes. Gives them the chance to answer that first try from the Australians. Here is the first test for the Kangaroos at Norton Park. Inside the 22. Sorensen on the charge. He's taken 10 metres out. Grimmer Switching of play. Myler. Dummy to Coloto. Wrapped up strongly by Ledner. 6 more tackles. They said the ball was touched. Grimmer. Mackenzie. Holiday in behind the defence with the kick. But no real problems for Belcher. Brad Mackay. Just how quickly will the Australians set themselves for the kick? Lazarus tripped up as he was just about through the line. Roach to take over. Roach running with support, but he can't use it. Elias is there. I think he wants to kick. They switch instead for Meninga to do the duties. And he's getting a lot of roll out of the breeze. Back down to the 22. Strong defence from Alexander on Davies. The crowd suggesting that he tried to use a knee at the end. Devereaux put to ground by Sirenen. Howard. He's come from the far wing to do a bit of work. Mackenzie. Sorensen. Strong defence from Shearer. Sirenen. I thought he might have lost it forward in the end, but the referees allowed him to continue. Langer. Terrific ball for Mackay. Mackay looking for support. Mackay still there. They had a real struggle to put him to deck, and now he loses it. Courier says that he wanted to play on, but the referee had called for Mackay to play it.
I've just been watching Coloto in the back play, Graham. He was out on the wing for the entire time that Widnes had the ball for the last set of 6. And even during that defensive period, he was playing in the centre, so I'm not sure whether he's down injured or not, or whether he's carrying something.
Well, Mackenzie is the man that's down injured now with a shoulder problem. Formerly from Wollongong, and now available to be selected for Great Britain. He was looking forward so much to this encounter with Ben Elias, the man he rates as the best in the world. Hume taken 11 metres out. Widnes with their backs to the wall. But whilst time continues to run out, they'll be happy to keep the scoreline as is. Devereaux. Now Courier. Courier can't beat Mackay, who has a second grab at him. And a little bit of sunshine starting to peek through, but I can promise you there's no warmth in it. Mackenzie. Mackenzie with a very low kick trying to get the angle for touch. But Belcher has it. And he dummied beautifully. Oh, great run from Belcher. Now, if Brad Mackay hadn't have been in his way, he would have gone right down to the fullback. Lazarus straightens it up as Australia comes back on the attack.
And Brad Mackay still checking to see whether his teeth are there. Elias from dummy half to Sirenen. Good run from Sirenen. Charges into the second rowers.
That doesn't count as a tackle, by the way.
No. I bet he claims one from Johnny Lewis and the stats men. Now, Linda. Crowd thought that was forward from Lions. Midway, half and quarter line. Inside Widnes' territory. Roach throws the dummy. And Roach, good powerful run from the big man. Gets it to the quarter line. Last tackle against Australia. Elias. The little kick over the top, but goes straight into the hands of Sorensen. Coloto. Coloto throws the dummy. Coloto on his own. He won't get through Lazarus. The man who got through 40 tackles in the test match at Manchester rarely misses. Holiday. Grimmer comes straight and hard. Sorensen slips the pass away. Back to Ayres, almost at halfway. You can't stop for a minute against Widnes. Mackenzie, the pass behind Holiday as he's taken by Langer. 10 metres inside Widnes' territory. Ayres spots the opening, but how quickly did that gap close? Sorensen on the halfway line. Keeps the movement going. Holiday throws the dummy, goes straight down the centre. Good play from the lock forward. 10 metres inside Australia's territory. Last tackle as Davies gets his kick in. Alexander getting back for it. Now Alexander's got support if he can get past Devro. Here's Shearer. Shearer takes on Courier, and Courier does a very good tackle a couple of metres inside Australia's territory. Tony Durkin, some concern on the witness bench, I believe.
Yes, David, the witness trainer has gone out to the sideline once with the number 9 in his hand, and obviously that means that Phil McKenzie will be coming off, and I'd say without doubt the replacement would be Paul Hume. Remember that Paul Hume played hooker for Great Britain in the 1988 third test win at the Sydney Cricket Ground, or the Sydney Football Stadium, so he's certainly no stranger to that spot.
And that man, of course, no stranger to playing in an Australian jumper, Ray Price, a member of that great 82 Invincibles team, among many others. Widnes, 10 metres out from their own quarter line. McKenzie, Holiday. Again, it's Ayres who takes the ball up. Midway half-and quarter line. Inside Widnes's territory. Almost 20 minutes gone in this great game here at Norton Park. Over the top, Australia leading Widnes 6-0. Howard having all sorts of problems trying to break through to defence on that far side of the field. Now Widnes, one long pass. Myler tries to get back on the inside. The movement kept going by Hume. David Hume, that is. Now here's Jonathan Davies. Now Davies is up to the quarter line. Now giving chases Langer. A little kick through. Langer will get back there. Davies was taken out though by Belcher, and the referee's going to give a penalty.
I think it was Alexander that put him to deck. But he showed a good turn of speed.
Here's the kick again. Belcher pushed him once, and yes, you're right, it was Alexander in the end, but you have a look at that. Really, it was a tangle of legs. I don't think there was anything deliberate in it. Or was there? So Widnes, Elias strikes for the ball and not successful, so it's 6 to go. Lost the ball in the tackle, says the referee, and the scrum will go down 18 metres out, and gee, that takes the pressure off the Aussies. Langer. Good push from Widnes. And now the penalty's going to go Australia's way, or is it? Yep.
This will ease the situation somewhat. And they get to nearly halfway. Mark Geyer, this Widnes side, have really shown that they can unload this football.
Yeah, Graham, they're a great side in attack. As you said before, the defence sometimes a bit lacklustre, but our blokes know they're in for a game today, and I think if we let them run with the ball, Widnes will be very dangerous.
As I said before, it looks as though the Kangaroos are going to need at least a dozen points with this breeze.
Easy. Down here on the sideline, it's very blustery, and I'd say at least 12 points at half-time.
Now they go searching for some more. Roach. Head down, straight into Holiday. The word is that McKenzie has come good with that shoulder problem. Now a penalty that is pretty much in front and 32 metres out for not getting off Roach. David Hume penalised to give Australia a chance at goal. Successful from about 10 metres in from touch after converting his own try, Belcher. All rugged up there. Johnny Lewis marking the stats sheet for Bob Fulton. And Mark McGaw, who heads back home with us November 26 after sustaining that knee injury. He won't be going to France. Jonathan Davies, that great break a minute ago, just to let Malcolm really know all about his form. Belcher. He struck it fairly well, but just pushed it to the right of the post. Still 6-0 Australia.
It's your feed. Hang on, I think it's mine. Can't be yours. It's definitely mine. Oh, but you didn't order the McFeast.
Langer looks wide for Sirinen. He stands for a long time. The swinging arm from Sorensen. Elias one of that, or that famous dummy of his. Lazarus. Switch of play was called by Lyons. Lidner. Meninga. Meninga beats one. Slips. Taken by Wright. Eddinghausen. Last tackle against the Australians, and the defence have really kept them right in this position. Langer trying not to kick it too strongly. He didn't want to put it dead, but it really is rolling on now. And back to the 22. He was just trying to make sure that the defence had enough time to maybe keep them near the in goal. Sorensen. McKenzie. Holiday, who's been impressive. Myler. He took a couple around near the throat region, and he gave a very evil stare. Meninga gets some running repairs and gets a boot put back on, as Devereaux is taken by Alexander. Myler. Holiday. Holiday with a great ball. He has been dangerous. Ayres. Holiday has been the most likely to put runners away in this match. Courier. It's Holiday again. Long ball out for Sorensen. Last tackle now against Widnes. McKenzie just took one man out of play. Now Davies sits it up for Eddinghausen to take on Howard and Wright. And he's brought down about 42 metres out from his own line. Meninga. He makes it to halfway. It's a real tough encounter now. Sheridan getting an extra pass wide. They switch to Lidner. Belcher. Inside Meninga. Meninga will have Lidner again. And he's tackled 32 out. Elias on a short blind side. And he did well. He made sure the referee knew that Grimmer and some other Widnes defenders were inside the 5.
So what will Australia do here? Belcher hasn't been called up as yet. Meninga. Australia leading by 6 points to 0. Meninga again, keeping the pressure on by kicking for touch. 20 metres out now. There's no urgency in the Australian camp. With this win, you'd think they would be. Meninga again getting some running repairs in the back play, as Lyons has it. No one really quite knew what was on. Penalties Australia's way, 5-3. Roach gets to within 20 metres of the Widnes line again. Elias. The switch. Lyons. Back down the centre comes Sheridan. Taken very high then by Sorensen. But he's only 9 metres away from the Widnes line. Elias. Short side. Roach. Roach on the inside. Flicks it out the top. Belcher can't get his pass away. Yes, he can. Langer. And the ball may have gone loose. No, it hasn't. Langer will play it just 6 or 7 metres out. In fact, they did lose it in the end as Colodo comes up with it. Colodo across field. A few metres out from his own line. Penalty against Australia. Well, the referee indicating that the penalty was for holding Colodo down in the tackle. As Davies kicks for touch and finds it. Widnes bring it out now through Grimmer. Runs into Lindner and Elias. Almost to the quarter line. Sorensen again. Roach is there and so too is Elias. Dougie Lawton on the sideline. As Ayres brings it outside the quarter line. In fact, 32 metres out of is where he'll play the football. Blindside come Widnes. And again, good defence. About 13 minutes remaining in this first half. And Australia really do need some more points for this strong win at their back, although it seems to have died just a fraction. It's still very cold too, though, as Davies gets it. Kicks up into Australian territory. Belcher, ringed by Widnes players, brings Alexander in. Alexander across field, finds Lyons. Shearer, taken there by Holiday. Shearer, no marker, pinches another few metres. Elias, Sirinen, 11 metres inside Widnes' territory. It's been a great tussle in the forwards, full stop. Sirinen and Sorensen making good ground, and so is this man having a big game. Steve Roach, almost to the quarter line. Elias knocks it on.
First chilling time on television.
Those tracks weren't there yesterday.
What happened, Margot?
Never mind.
Impulse.
Evil has gripped a small town.
They're acting on any urge that comes along.
That's crazy.
A collective madness
You want to see real pain?
that has no cure
I don't understand.
and no escape.
Nearly, you do what I say!
Tim Matheson, Meg Tilly, Hugh Cronin. Matus presents Thursday, 8:30 on 10.
Life is just what you make. Yeah, it's just what you make. So do what you feel, just what you feel. Oh yeah, just you, just me, just jeans.
In the cupboard, David.
How was the date, son?
She's into health foods.
So?
Well, I had to eat vegetarian, didn't I?
Things we do.
Very funny.
I thought you wouldn't eat healthy foods for anyone, David.
Mum, Laura Harris isn't just anyone.
Kellogg's Sultana brand. Don't mention it's healthy, and they'll eat it by the boxful.
To some, money is the sign of success. To others,
The scoreline is not really a good one for Australia now at 6-0 and down to about 7 minutes out from half-time. They've had a gale at their backs in the first 40. Norton Park coming to life. Mackenzie, Myler. Myler stepping. Myler still going. Back from Mackenzie. Good play. Richard Ayres. 11 metres out. He gets it back to Mackenzie. Grimmer drags it in. Entertaining rugby league. Myler from dummy half. Back for Grimmer. Grimmer looking for a runner. Ducking. The Australians hanging on 2 metres out from their own line. Myler. Myler behind Alexander. Takes it well. He nearly gets away. Alexander does. Davies was the last line of defence. The fullback was in the front line. So it could nearly have been turned around the length of the field. Belcher. Good determined play from the Australians who were under so much pressure. And Mark, you must be concerned now, well and truly, about this scoreline.
Yeah, Graham, you know, the win has picked up a bit of anything, and our blokes seem to be struggling a bit when the Widnes blokes are in broken field, but Widnes are a hard side, and probably the biggest side we've played against on the tour, so our blokes are holding their own, I think.
Well, Elias was getting down there quick, as was Meninga, that forced Jonathan Davies to put that ball dead, and he squats down to give his forwards time to get back. Tony Dirk, and I think he might be struggling a little bit with an injury himself.
Graham, he was very, very slow to get back and retrieve that ball, Jonathan Davies. Took the easy but safe option of kicking it dead, and he's struggling. I think he's got a pretty bad cork up high on the left thigh.
And here's Belcher running it back. He's had a great game for Australia so far in the first half. He scored the only try. Australia, though, desperate for another converted try before the break, as Lazarus gets it to within 20 metres. In the end, has to take forever to be allowed to play the football. Now, Sirinen, back to Elias. Elias ducks under the attempted high tackle. The ball comes back on the inside, and Holiday picks it up. Now it's gone loose. And it will be a scrum for the knock-on. But how close was that to an Australian try?
Well, it was going to be a try, David. All that had to be done was the ball was going to come up for an Australian. It was a try now. This is the replay of Widnes losing possession. But a try went begging for the Australians, and a try that they desperately wanted.
Australia, though, have got the ball after Langer fed the scrum, and Shearer gets it within 12 metres of the line. He's desperate for a big game here, Dale Shearer. He had a great season over here 3 years ago with the Widnes club. Meninga. Alexander in from the wing, trying to work a little bit of magic. Now Meninga taking them all on himself. Andy Courier wraps him up just 10 metres out. Now Langer. Alexander playing in the centres almost as Shearer gets it. Shearer almost stood the opposition up. Just 8 metres away. Not long to go before half-time. Australia leading 6-0. Alexander finds Roach coming straight and hard. And the big man's tackled only a couple of metres out from the Widnes line. Alexander went to go from dummy half, but Roach has lost the ball. Scrum to go down.
I don't know that he was allowed to get up and play it properly, though. That's exactly what he's telling the referee.
Well, I think Steve Roach is showing a great deal of respect there too, Graham. And now something went on.
Well, I was going to say that he was frustrated by the referee, and Steve Roach went in very, very strongly into the scrum, head down, and he charged into that scrum.
Steve Roach is really having to control himself.
He's got 10 minutes.
Now he's been given 10 in the sin bin. So Australia down to 11 men for the next 2 minutes because Cliff Lyons is still in the sin bin. The referee speaking to Mal Meninga, but Steve Roach can't believe it.
This is going to be a tough walk back to the bin too, because the crowd's really going to let him know about it on the sideline.
So Widnes and the Widnes crowd, and Davies now opting to kick for touch. Place kick the ball for touch into the wind to make sure he finds touch. That's how strong this wind is here, and Australia have to play into it in the second half. Steve Roach still meandering up the field. Australia leading Widnes 6-0. A few moments still to go in the first half. As Widnes, with 13 men on 11, can't keep the ball alive, and now it's Australia with a chance. Lindner across field. What can Australia do in the remaining moments of this first half? Meninga goes from dummy half. Meninga with strength gets to within 10 metres of the line. Elias, we're just not letting him get up and play the football. Elias gets it out to Mackay. Mackay still going. Back on the inside, and Langer can't handle it. And Widnes again come up with possession. Roach still hasn't been able to get to the sin bin. And he gives the spectators something to go on with as well. He'd be pretty frustrated as Colodo runs across field. Only a few metres out now from the Widnes line. Widnes know that they've got 13 on 11. They can afford to throw it around, but the defence of the Australians has been outstanding. Malcolm Reilly sitting just in front of the Australian camp. Must be hard for Bob Fulton to send messages down. As Courier puts the kick through, knocked out of the road by Lazarus. Devro comes through and knocks Shearer out of the road. And in the end, the referee says play on. Penalty must go to Australia here. And Courier coming up to speak to the referee about the interference on him. Now here it is again. Now Lazarus definitely makes a move to interfere.
Nothing in it at all. Not one thing in it. Courier's got no argument.
I know he doesn't have to get out of the road as Cliff Lyons comes back on. Lazarus takes it up. 12 metres out from the Widnes line. Cliff Lyons on the field. Maybe he can weave a little bit of Lyons magic just before the break to give Australia that much-needed 12-point advantage. Now Lindner, he's played strongly. He's got the pass away to Shearer, and Shearer scores! Well, Bobby Linder's had him well the first half. Dale Shearer returns to Widnes and scores an extremely vital try to give the Aussies a 10-0 lead. Here's Linder on the Just Jeans replay. Gee, he's played well. He gets the pass away to Shearer, who does the rest. Australia desperately needed that. This man really has had an enormous tour. He's had a magnificent game here again this afternoon. He drew in the defence. Dale Shearer accepted the pass and the 4 points.
They had to score, Australia. 6-0 was never going to be enough at half-time. Great performance by 11 Kangaroos to keep the pressure on. Down with men in the bin. That's a terrific performance. Lyons has only just got back, but Shearer's got the try that they needed.
And now, not an easy attempt for Gary Belcher. Out on the touchline. He's kicked one from 2. And his penalty attempt wasn't that far away. He struck it very well. But he knows it's probably going to be his last kick with this strong wind. So a very important kick here as Belcher moves in. It's going to swing away to the left as the wind really got hold of it. And so Australia leading Widnes by 10 points to 0. And there's the siren. It goes in the background, and so that all-important try just before the break gives Australia a little bit of breathing space. But will it be enough? We'll be back with all the second half action with Australia leading Widnes by 10 points to 0.
Brings Widnes back for the second half, and we welcome you back here to Norton Park. And time to announce our winners, our final winners for the third test, our Brewers Footy Bash winners. Congratulations to Chris Sharp of Beacon Hill and to Darren Mather of Kings Langley. Hope you have a great time enjoying that Brewers Footy Bash and watching the third test exclusively on Channel 10. And to our major prize winner, the New Zealand trip for 2, courtesy of Guthrie Pacific and Air New Zealand. Congratulations to David Frost up there in God's country in DY, New South Wales. And our thanks for everybody for being involved for what has been a great competition, to all our New South Wales entrants. Tony Durkin coming back as maybe he's taking the place of Steve Roach, who's still got 7 minutes in the sin bin. Well, there's no changes to either side for this start of the second 40. Other than the fact that we will be going to Tony Durkin and Mark Ora shortly for a full report from half-time. And those lights now starting to take effect here. It's only about... Well, there is a change out there, so we'll come to that in a moment. It's not even 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And, Tony, there is a change with Johns out there.
Chris Johns is on for Dale Shearer, who had knees in the back in the first half. And that's the only change to both sides for the second half, Graham.
Well, Tony, what was... it's 10-0 here to Australia. What was said at half-time?
Well, a very frustrated Bob Fulton, the Australian coach, went to the referee's room at half-time and spoke to the referee. What it was about, I don't know, but I've got a fair idea. Mark Guy was in the Australian dressing room. Mark, what did Bob have to say to the boys?
Mate, basically just to put the man down who with the ball in the Widnes attack and basically just stick to the game plan and just hitting it up and getting a good kicking game in.
And Graham, Doug Lawton, a very coy Doug Lawton, which is unusual for him, but very confident. All he had to say to me was, we will win this game.
Yes, well, I thought they were very confident when it was 6-0. That other try was desperate for Australia, and Dougie Lawton there on the bench has a side that can score a lot of points and quickly. He'd probably be a lot happier if he had Martin Afire out there. Now, penalty goes to the Australians. Now, Sheeran is down injured, receiving treatment from Brian Hollis. Well, Steve Roach wouldn't be allowed to do that in Australia. They wouldn't let him allow him to sit sideline. He would have to be back in the tunnel. Well, I'm not quite sure why he is allowed there, Tony, really.
Well, Keith Barnes, the Australian team manager, Graham, went out just before the teams came onto the field of play, spoke to the referee, and the referee has allowed Steve Roach to sit on the bench.
Yeah, well, Hasler jumped up for a moment. I don't know whether he was going to loosen up. There's a lot of concern for Sirenen. Now, here it is, trying to brush off Sorensen. Trying to see just what's going on in the tackle here. Plenty of players involved. Now, whether he's gone down on a shoulder, They are moving him very cautiously to the sideline. Gillespie will be told to strip. Now, also checking out an eye, Alexander. Lazarus. Back it comes for Lidner. All sorts of trouble. Now they're checking an eye. Whether he's copped a finger in the eye, one way or the other. Now, the trainers are signalling he's not good enough to go on. Lyons into the clear. Lyons dummies to Meninga. Now he gives it to Johns. Johns flicks it for Alexander. Now Elias. They're keeping it alive. McCoy! McCoy's putting on the pace. Good tackle from Davies. Jonathan Davies pulled off a try-saver. Darren Wright. Now Sirenan's headed for the dressing room. Davies saved the situation as Gillespie gets the final words and instructions from Fulton, and Widnes get a penalty. Sorensen with a brief chat to the referee. Gillespie goes sideline. What's the report on Paul Sirenen, Tony?
A very, very badly cut eye on the inside, Paul Sirenen. He cannot open the eye. A lot of concern being shown over Paul Sirenen. On Force Zero, though, is a very, very good defender in David Gillespie wearing jersey 17.
Certainly right. They're going to need it. It's 10-0, but Widnes confident of coming home with a wet sail. Now they get another penalty. This is going to be a desperate second half. Gillespie will be needed at his best. Sirenen still checked by the dock. Nathan Gibbs. And Davies with his kick from near halfway. He's just waiting for some sand. Sirenen disappointed as he heads back down the tunnel. Let's hope he's all clear for the third test. And the Widnes fullback, who just saved a try at the other end, now gets set to try and find two for his own team. Should have no problem with the distance with this breeze. Coming round for him, but not round enough. And Belcher lets it go dead to come back to the 22 restart. It is still 10-0 to Australia.
And the Australian bench, and also Mal Reilly and David Howes from the British Rugby League, Bob Fulton. And Mal Reilly, what, they're almost a metre apart. The restart from Belcher, keeping it low, over the halfway. Myler picks it up for Widnes. Lyons and Langer do the tackling. Inside Widnes' territory. Calodo comes the short side, but again the referee has pinched the Australians for being inside the 5. Well, is this going to be the pattern of the game again? We've seen it so often that referees really cane the Australians in the second half of these matches. And again, Davies is going to have a shot at goal. And now Steve Roach is coming back onto the football field after his stint in the sin bin, and now Australia are back to 13 men, the full complement. Well, what a drama. 12 minutes prior to the break, Lyons and Roach both in the bin. At the break, Johns replaces Shearer. Following the break, Gillespie replaces Sirenen. And now finally, Roach is back on the paddock. Plenty of action. Davies. He's 38 metres out. Now, how will he strike this one? It's high in the air. The crowd cheers. The flags go up. It's 2 points to Widnes. And Australia's margin is reduced to just 8 points. Australia 10 lead, Widnes 2. Out to the quarter line come Widnes. The Australians know that this is going to have to be a big defensive effort in this second half. Davies quickly getting the ball down Australia's end of the park, and what a mighty kick. Well, when that bounced, I think everyone on the ground thought that Gary Belcher had a chance of gathering this. Now look how far infield it bounced. Belcher, I'm certain, thought he had it covered, but end over end, and finally finds touch just 32 metres out. Breeze may have dropped a fraction. Perhaps local knowledge of the ground helped Davies there. Belcher almost through that gap. In fact, he's got away from Courier. Holiday coming across to finish off the tackle. Roach looking for support, threw it back on the inside, and Myler accepted the intercept. Widnes on the attack again. As Sorensen will play it just 35 metres out from the Australian line. Holiday. Myler. How did he pluck that out of the air? 33 metres away. Australia under pressure at the moment. Holiday. Here's Grimmer. Still inside Australia's territory. Ayres comes straight and hard. Linda's there. Elias is there. And Gillespie's also involved just outside the quarter line. Last tackle against Widnes. Davies hoists it high. That'll just about bring rain. Belcher goes high. Brilliant. Comes up with the football just 18 metres out from his own line. What a great take from Belcher. He had his eyes on that football all the time. From the time it left Davies' boot, there was no way that the Canberra man was going to miss that. Penalty goes Australia's way. Against Hume. Well, if you can't understand it, Mr. Hume, you can imagine how the Australians feel. Meninga. The big, powerful boot of Mal Meninga finds touch. And they'll need a lot of that power to find any distance with kicking in the second half as Lazarus, good strong run, almost gets it to the halfway. Penalties favouring Widnes 9-8. And the scrum's going Widnes' way 5-4. None against the feed so far in this match. And now another penalty. This time it's against Widnes inside the 5. I think that's 5 penalties we've seen from the referee in the second half in less than 10 minutes. 3 to Widnes, 2 to Australia. My memory serves me right. And now Meninga's going to kick for touch. Meninga will also know that they need to score here. They may not get down here on too many occasions into this breeze. Maybe an opportunity here that they can't let go. Roach. The referee warning Widnes to get back. Lazarus fumbles, but so too did Widnes. Referee has missed that. Holiday had knocked that on. Sorensen slowly to his feet. Hume up the middle. Monstered by Roach. Holiday. Grimmer. Rushing away some tacklers. Ayres. Now Davies is there. Davies in behind Eddinghausen. Belcher's there on the angle for it. Harvey Howard makes the tackle. Langer spread it quickly. Courier came flying in, but Lyons took the tackle and unloaded for Meninga. Meninga trying to run away from Myler. Brings Alexander inside. Loose ball. Courier couldn't get there. Lazarus. Mark, there is a lot of hard work to be done here by this Australian side.
Yeah, mate. Widnes have come out like balls from a ring, you know, and our blokes seem to be a bit flustered by that. If our blokes just stick to their game plan and use the big blokes up front and then use the quicker blokes out wide, I can't see Widnes beating us, but unless we stick to that game plan, it's going to be hard to beat them.
Well, here's trouble now. Coloto. The control of the ball is all important. Vital now. Myler. Gillespie's got him, throws him to ground. Myler resents it. Hume. Mackenzie. They say that he's one of the best runners from dummy half. He hasn't been able to get too clear from that position in the match yet. Coluto. Sorensen. Now they cough it up. Gillespie plays it. Langer. Ledner. Ledner for Meninga. Meninga brushes away Ayres. Meninga in full stride. Davies coming across. Alexander takes it magnificently. This is a superb try. Under pressure, the Kangaroos answer the pressure from Widnes. Fulton is unmoved, but that was a classical piece of play. Ledner and this man Meninga on the Just Jeans replay. He galloped right into full stride. Got away from Hume. Hume then started to make some ground. Davies coming across, and he floated it in for Alexander, showing all the skill, dragging it in one hand and outpacing the rest. He was there on the spot and enjoying the stint here at Norton Park today on the wing. Alexander went infield. Devereux had lost sight of his opposite. He should have stayed with him. When he did realise where he was, it was way too late. And Alexander got the most important try of all. He will now have the opportunity to convert his own try. Mal Meninga still puffing after that long run. Widnes disappointed that they weren't the first try scorers after the break. Right next to the post. He keeps it low and he misses it. So maybe that's still hints of a little look in for Widnes. 14-2.
In the field of play. And also number 15 coming on. That's Chris Ashurst.
Well, in fact, it's Richard Ayres that's left the field and also Joe Grimmer. So Ashurst out there in 15. As Belcher he's on 22.
And Australia in front by 12 points. 14 points to 2. And here's Meninga. And Bobby Lindon. This will be a touch judge coming in to report. A little bit too much bigger from Harvey Howard. That's what it should be about. So Australia will get a penalty. And there's the replay, and you'll notice Howard just let in a little right go in the end, and Australia get a little bit more pressure taken off them. Meninga finds touch. 10 metres inside Australia's territory. Lazarus, good run again. Gets it inside Widnes's territory. Gillespie. Gillespie, midway up in centre field, 5 metres inside Widnes's territory. Across it comes now. Lyon throws the dummy, brings it back on the inside. This is Johns, beautifully picked up by Elias. Great half volley that. Open side Australia. Langer. Meninga. Meninga shows it one way. Meninga gets it away and Eddinghausen can't quite handle it. The scrum will go down 32 metres out from Widnes's line. Here it is again. Linda was on his inside. Eddinghausen couldn't quite drag it in with the one hand. More adventurous play from Australia. Meninga starting to really make the Widnes outside back stink. Hume across field. That's David Hume. Paul Hume's also on the field at the moment in Guernsey 15. And for Marlow in Guernsey 16 for the Widnes side. Hume, what a good tackle. That's Lazarus. Penalty goes to Australia. Lashing out on the play the ball. Here it is again. It was a great tackle from Lazarus. He just came up, lined him up, and just for lashing out like that, the referee has awarded the penalty. Meninga to kick for touch. It really did take it away the wind that time. Now, what can Australia do from here? It's Roach who gets it within 20 metres of the Widnes line. Australia in front by 2 converted tries, 14-2. A good chance to really put the game away here. Gillespie gets it closer to the centre of the field. And now another penalty to Australia, and this is for a headbutt against David Hume. That's what the referee seemed to indicate. And certainly David Gillespie resented it. Facial massage. Meninga's going to have a shot at goal. He realises how important the 14-point margin will be. And even though he's kicking into the teeth of this breeze, if he can't kick this, I don't think there's a kicker in the game who can.
Well, it's very important that I think he should have been kicking throughout, Dave, that if he's going to be doing the duties in the test match and he hasn't been happy with his form, this is where he's going to get it back.
So Mal Meninga having his first kick of the day. David Howes want to mention something to Bob Fulton. He doesn't seem too interested, Fulton. So Bobby Fulton, of course, will be more than happy to see Mal Meninga put this one over. That little bit of a break, 14 points. Widnes would then have to score 3 times. Meninga moves in, and he's missed it. And the ball, was it knocked by Colodo over the dead ball line? The referee says no. Play will restart with the dropout. Australia 14, Widnes 2.
When you drop the bomb that's kicked up high, when you knock on in your own 25, when your opposite number scores a try, don't you wish you're at McDonald's?
Elias finds a runner in Gillespie. Midway half and quarter line, down their own end of the park. Langer, Lyons, away it comes to Belcher, who couldn't get it away on the inside to Johns, who was really steaming into a big gap. Penalties going Australia's way now, 12-9. Lindner from dummy half, almost back to the halfway. Good tackle low from Marlow. And Lindner injured in that tackle. Knock on at dummy half. And the scrum will go down just 9 metres inside Australia's territory.
Second time in the match for Benny Elias. Second time. You'd be lucky to see him do it twice in a season back home. 20 minutes gone in the second half. Widnes now have to do something. Darren Wright. Holiday. Taken by his opposite number, Mackay. Good ball on all tackles. Pomolo. Pushed backwards by Gillespie and Meninga. David Hume. Sorensen. Straight, what a great tackle. Head on, that's a big man, and that's a great defender in Gillespie. Holiday superb. Great skill. David Hume plays it back for Myler. Licks it to Sorensen. Here's trouble. Sorensen going for the corner. They fumble. They fumble when their best chance was there. That was a real opportunity. Terrific skills in the last couple of play the balls. Sorensen into full stride. He got down to the last line of defence, looked for support, and Devereux couldn't hang on. Australia with their backs to the wall, just a couple of metres from their own line. They need to control the ball here. It will be difficult for them to kick from this situation. They're going to get another penalty. It's been a good second half for the Australians from the referee. He's been very severe. Meninga finds touch, but still inside the 22. As that breeze all of a sudden starts to pick up once more. It's like a hurricane. And Tony, it's not by itself down sideline now, is it?
No, it has a little friend with it called rain. Graham, it's gusting. It really is very, very strong down here at the moment. And Australia are running into the teeth of what is, as I said, a gale and also pretty heavy rain too.
It's amazing as we watch the rain coming across the ground. It's near horizontal. That scoreline, all the more important for Australia now if it becomes very, very greasy out there. They've got that nice comfort of 12 points. Elias for Meninga. Gets it away from Mackay. He controlled it nicely. He's gone over the sideline. Scrum to go down now. He seemed to be tackled in the field of play here, but he was rolling and his legs went across the line. Widnes. To Harvey Howard. Myler and Holiday have been the danger men. McKenzie. Darren Wright. As we shiver our way through this second half at Norton Park. Holiday. Got his pass away. Widnes get a penalty. Muster to the light. It's 14,600. He wasn't allowed to play it when called upon. Now, another big test comes up for the Kangaroos. The crowd urge on. This side known as the Chemics. Sorensen. For Molo. About 10 metres for Molo. Nearly busted through. 5 metres out. A converted try will open the game right up. David Hume. Holiday. Colodo. Now, he was tackled, was he? He wasn't, said the referee. Myler going backwards. Taken by Lyons. Good determined chasing. He plays it ahead. Sorensen. The Australian defence has been terrific. This is the best attacking side in the English League, and they haven't got across the line. Courier. Colodo. Colodo lost it. And the Australians had possession. Elias comes up with it. And they hang on well again.
And Elias down injured. He reckons he can play the football, he tells the referee, as he waits for the trainers to get out there. But Elias is in a bit of pain in the back plate. He seems okay now. He tells Brian Hollis he's all right. And Australia now run it away from dummy half through Mackay. Well, the last time I saw rain like this was that tragic day when Mal Meninga first broke his arm when Manly played Canberra way back in '87. It was horizontal that day. Look at it. Really powering down the ground, and Australia have to play into that as Elias throws the dummy and just pinches a few more metres. The kick's on, and Meninga keeps it low, and a beautiful kick as it skids off this greasy surface and finds touch 12 metres inside Widnes' territory. This is the way to kick into the wind and on a greasy surface. Keep it low because it really will skid off the surface as it did then. Meninga's experience with St Helens a few years ago really showing. The crowd aren't going. They know that Widnes still have a chance in this match. And there's the kick through. Eddinghausen will have to go back quickly. They're really flying through here, the Widnes team. Eddinghausen back in his in-goal area, brings it out and does well to get it into the field of play before Courier affects the tackle. But Courier and Davies were flying through. Alexander finds Lazarus.
What a performance from Lazarus to get that back there from the scrum.
He's having a mighty game again. Doug Lawton lights up again. He always has a cigarette in his mouth. And a good run from Bobby Limner takes play outside the quarter line. Gee, when the chips are down, hasn't he produced the goods? And Meninga coming in to take a little bit of the load off the forwards in this real pressure cooker situation at Norton Park. Just outside the quarter line. Elias. Mackay. Last tackle against the Australians. Elias Meninga. No pressure. Just kicks it downfield, but the wind has just got hold of that ball and just dragged it across the touchline. When he kicked it, I'm quite certain he was certain that was going to bounce well in the field of play, but the wind just picked it up and blew it straight across the touchline. And in the end, it went about 5 metres out. Now, Colodo. Oh, what a good tackle. As he's managed to get the pass away, though. But it was good first up defence originally from Johns. Devro to play it. Widnes bring it back the open side. A bad pass knocked on by Australia. Widnes have got possession back with 6 to go. Sorensen to play it. Hume, David Hume. Colodo. The pass away to right. Back it comes now to Davies. Davies gets inside Langer. No, he doesn't. The little man gets him twice. Well done, Alfie Langer. David Hume, the dummy half. Paul Hume. Penalty against Australia. Right in front of the post. And now Myler, the quick restart. Myler threw a couple of dummies. And now they've gone without it, Widnes, and it'll be restarted from the centre of the Australian quarter line. Desperate stuff, that. As Myler almost laid on a try. 14-2 the score. This would have made it interesting had they been able to score. Almost 30 metres out from the Australian line. Gillespie. Lindner. Lyons away to Mackay, who can't handle the pass. And quickly, Widnes try to turn it around again for Molo down towards that Australian quarter line. Penalty against Lindner. All that'll do is just slow things down again. As Lindner affected the good ball and all tackle. It was Devro trying to get Lindner off the tackle player. As Widnes keep it going. For Molo, just 18 metres away. Widnes with a great chance to try and get within 6 points of the Australians of Sorensen. Sorensen almost there. Just 5 or 6 metres away. Widnes through Colodo. And Colodo's only a couple of metres away. He's lost the football. And the referee's going to put a scrum down.
Excellent pressure coming from Widnes, but again, magnificent defence. Australia come up with the feed here. And they've handled it superbly. Belcher, taken high by Myler. Referee says round the chest. Tony, what's the full report now on Suranen?
Paul Suranen has a badly scratched left eyeball, Graham. I just spoke to Nathan Gibbs, the Australian doctor. He said he's in a great deal of discomfort, naturally, but Nathan is pretty confident he'll be right for the test next Saturday.
Well, that hopefully is going to be the great news now. Again, referee determined to get the players off each other as quickly as possible. Eddinghausen across the field, trying to straighten up. And I keep on talking, Mark, about this defence against a side that is a dangerous side. They really have hung on well in the 22, the Australians.
Mate, I think that our blokes have weathered this storm so to the credit to their game today. You know, it's any other side would have cracked under the pressure that Widnes have given us. I think that our forwards in particular have had big games, and the try we scored early in the second half was probably the 3 best players on tour so far in Bob Lindner, now Minga and Greg Alexander. They're having great series.
Well, Mark, probably the effort and the hit out you wanted before the decider next Saturday.
Yeah, mate, I can't. Widnes will probably be the closest thing to a Great Britain side over here, and this is the best thing that could have happened to us over here, and it's a great hit out for the boys. And by the way, our toes are frozen off me and Delco here.
Benny Elias gets that across the sideline well, keeping the ball low. Hume away from Myler, shaping the kick. Now, going inside the last 10 minutes. Holiday, he's played well for Widnes. Colodo. Kuhn. There's still time. Davies to kick. They need a good chase here, and a mistake in the next set of 6 by the Australians. Right on the 22, the kick from Jonathan Davies, who's done no wrong in this match. Saved the try and nearly produced one. Terrific kicker of the ball. And that ball ended up right on the 22. The Australians are trying to get some replacements out there, Bella and Hasler. And who are they for, Tony?
Martin Bella will be coming on for Big Steve Roach, and Des Hasler on for Brad Mackay, who I thought today has had a super game.
Has played that way all through the tour. And Hasler and Bella will be in the midst of everything in the last 8 minutes or so. Scrum's going right round, and it comes out clean for the Australians. Eddinghausen taken. 14-12 the penalties to Australia. Meninga. Langer. Quick switch of play. They thought they had Widnes short on a blind side. They do. Lidner. Sorensen did well to get across the front rower. Langer. Good ball back for Lyons to put Belcher through, and Hasler. So the Australians finishing strongly at the right end. Bella. Langer shaping the kick. Tries to float one and get it to hold up in the breeze, but taken well in the end. And we go down to the last 5 minutes of play, so an absolute miracle required by Widnes.
As Widnes will get up and play it. I wonder whether Mal really has gleaned anything out of today's game, which may give him an edge in that vital third test match, which you can see live on Channel 10 next week. At Ellen Road in Leeds, and here they go. Down towards the halfway come Widnes. Inside Australia's territory. The first sign of a real backline movement we've been able to see in the second half, and the penalty goes to Widnes against Lazarus for not allowing play to continue. I'll tell you another who's had a great game today, Clippy Lyons in defence. I'd love to know the number of times he's tackled Colodo. And that match next week, at 1:45 Eastern Time, Daylight Saving Time, Australia versus Great Britain, live from Ellen Road in Leeds. It's an all-ticket sellout match. It'll be one of the great test matches of all time. The winner can claim the Ashes. What a match that's going to be. See it live on Channel 10 as Widnes, the last remaining club team that Australia will play in this English section of the tour, try valiantly to put on 2 converted tries. The best attacking side in British Rugby League, and as yet unable to produce a try in this match. Australia leading 14-2. Colodo wide, and again is well held by the Australian defence. Just outside the quarter line, Widnes's end, could say the Australian end of the field. Courier tries the little chip and chase. Courier again. He's gone without it, and again Courier has another go at it. It's loose on the ground, and he's come up with it in the end after 3 little soccer kicks ahead. And Widnes do get a good opportunity to lay a try on here. They should score as it comes away to Hume, and Hume will score.
Jonathan Davies is the man that's dragged it in. He's done everything right in this match.
It's Jonathan Davies who scored the try as he threw the dummy and got round the Australian defence. Here it is again on the Just Gents replay. It's the long pass out from Hume, and Myler found Davies coming into the space, and it's Jonathan Davies who scores the try that gives Widnes still a bit of hope. Myler's pass.
Myler saw that Chris Johns was a mile offside and having to come in to cut it out, but what great hands from Davies at full border run onto that, and down around his knees, pull it in. Now, it's all important any hope at all with about 3 or 4 minutes to go, Davies has to kick the goal.
So Davies back on the quarter line. Has to try and convert his own try, and he's got it. So 6 points the margin. Australia 14, lead Widnes 8. And we've only got 2 minutes left in the football game.
I know Mal Reilly's in the stand, and I just think that man could be the difference in the third test. Doug Lawton doesn't have to be told what a great goal kicker he is, the way he bent that round. Goal kicking might have a say in the third and decider at Ellen Road.
The Australians, of course, will try and eat up some time to ensure that Widnes only get the football for 6 tackles. Belcher kicks it deep. Calodo to bring it back. He flicks it out the back, almost intercepted by Johns. And then Courier couldn't haul it in. And they had 3-on-2, Widnes, and the scrum will go down. Calodo flicked it out the back. Johns almost got the intercept. And then Courier just couldn't quite handle the football. Very greasy. Australia now to apply the pressure in the last few moments of the game. If they hold it for 6 tackles, that should be enough. A minute to go. Kurt Sorensen back into position. Langer. Meninga just tucks it under the arm. He knows how tense this situation is. Very keen to keep this proud record against the British club sides alive. As Bella gets to within 8 metres of the Widnes line. Australia leading by 14 points to 8. Belcher had the shot at field goal. It's there. As the hanky is waved aloft, Gary Belcher didn't strike it that well, but he struck it well enough for a point to give Australia the victory. Baggett comes to Belcher. There's the kick, a wobbly old one, but it's enough to give Australia victory, because there's no time left now as Australia lead Widnes by 15 points to 8. So Widnes, no hurry about their play now. A special thank you to Mark Geyer, who joined us on the sideline today. It's been a tough game, and best of luck, Mark, should you get an opportunity in the test match and, of course, in France.
Yeah, thanks, Dave, and thanks for the opportunity to comment on the game. It's been a great game today, and the Aussies have proven themselves worthy champions. Thanks.
Lazarus brings it ahead, back towards the halfway. And there's the siren. As the referee says, that's enough. The crowd very appreciative of this very good match. Australia have got away by 7 points. Jonathan Davies, who scored the try, congratulated by Greg Alexander. And the two of them will try and get through this throng of children who've made their way onto the field. The hardest thing for the Australians now and the Widnes players is to get off the football field. A very big crowd here, a packed house at Norton Park as Mal Meninga finally threads a passage back towards the dressing rooms with Elias and Eddinghausen. And this crowd will be pretty pleased with this performance from Widnes. Australia 15, Belcher, Shearer and Alexander the try scorers. Belcher the goal and that last-minute field goal for Widnes. Davies scored the try and 2 goals. We'll be back with the Just Jeans Man of the Match and the Just Jeans wrap-up in just a moment.
Welcome back. Terrific performance from the Australians. We're at the side and now less than a week away at Ellen Road against Great Britain. Our Just Jeans Man of the Match in this one. Gary Belcher, a tough one.
Yeah, it was, Graham. Yeah, the start of the game, there was a really tough wind conditions, and we'd, our game plan was if we won the toss, we were going to run into the wind, but we lost the toss, and Widnes had the same game plan. So, we had the wind, and we knew that in the second half, with the side steaming home, it'd be pretty tough to hold them out. But unfortunately, we did.
We'll talk about steaming home. They're called the best attacking side in the country. They could only provide 1 try.
Yeah, well, the conditions got pretty tough for them, actually. And when it started raining, the ball got a little bit slippery, but I think our defence improved a lot. We, in the first half, we really didn't kill the ball as much as we should have, and in the second half, we went out with the goal just to try to cut the ball off. They were standing in a lot of tackles and making it tough in the first.
All right, well played. $250 worth of gear coming up for you when you get home from Just Jeans. I think this is your second one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, mate. Thanks very much, and thanks to Just Jeans.
So another good performance from the Australians, but Keith Barnes, how do you think that performance would help us for that test match next week?
Well, injury-wise, it's a bit of a worry, although I thought our defensive effort was pretty good. I thought it was outstanding, as a matter of fact, because there were occasions when we were down to 11 men, Ball control was a bit sloppy in that first half, and Bobby Fulton would be a bit disappointed about that. But the injuries now are going to be worrying during the week. Sirenan's got an eye injury with a scratch in the eyeball. Shearer's got a back injury. And Ricky Stewart, of course, gone in with a groin injury. So at this particular stage, we've got a few worries.
But what about the replacements, though? Today, they seem to do the job very well as well.
Well, we're happy, of course, with the 26 players in the lineup, and we're pretty confident that whoever goes into the side will turn around and do the job for us. If we play to our ability, I think we're still good enough. Obviously, we're good enough to turn around and take the Ashes back to Australia.
Well, the injuries aside, I mean, how's it going to disrupt the preparation then? Because obviously you won't be able to name the team as early as what you probably would have liked.
Well, that's exactly right. And, you know, another player, of course, that's under an injury, Claudius Elias, because he suffered a rib injury. And it's going to be a worrying few days. But fortunately, you know, if those players are unavailable to train until Wednesday or something like that, Wednesday or Thursday, well, you know, the combination is there, so it shouldn't be a great hassle as long as they're fit. But I wouldn't like to be going into a test match against Great Britain in the decider unless everyone's 100% fit.
Certainly was a case of getting close, but not close enough. Jonathan, you let the Great Britain coach and selectors know that you're about.
Yeah, you know, felt I played pretty well. I was happy with it, but at the end of the day, you know, it wasn't a good enough effort from Widnes.
What about that try just before half-time from the Australians?
That was the killer, really. You know, we kept them down to 6 points. You know, we tackled very well, and we started throwing the ball about. And unfortunately, you know, we got caught with possession. They scored, you know, and a hoot they went. Very, very unfortunate.
Good hit out for the Australians. Is it probably what they just wanted for that third test? Nothing between the two sides.
That's right. Yeah, you know, it was a big game for them today as well as us, and you know, they came through it. They scored a great second half try, you know, for Greg Alexander, and that gave him a bit of breathing space. You know, all the best of them next week. You know, it'll be a great game.
Well, Doug, what was your assessment of that performance today?
Well, obviously Australia, a very great side. I thought we played well. Had they not scored just before half-time, I think we might well have won.
How crucial are those sort of points just either side of the break? Alexander's try and Shearer's try really knocked you back, didn't they?
Yeah, the killers really. Having said that, I thought at 10-0 we'd still, had we got a try earlier on, I still thought we'd have got in the game. But as it was, went late on and we struggled a bit.
And what about the test match? What's your assessment of next week's match?
Well, I was very confident Great Britain would win the first one. I thought at Old Trafford, had they made the right changes, had they let the fella kick the goal, I thought Locking should have kicked the goal. I probably think Great Britain's chance is gone now.
A tremendous display from the Australians in this, their last club hit out on the Just Jeans Kangaroo Tour of 1990. Only one more match ahead now. We don't have to tell you too much about that one. The third and deciding test against Great Britain, live from Ellen Road in Leeds, Sunday the 25th of November, 1:45 in the morning, Eastern Daylight Time, live and exclusive on Channel 10. What a great match it's going to be. And surely this series has been one of the finest
ceilings. The kitchen has a lovely period feel to it.